Hello, hello. Thank you for joining in and welcome to my very first show on this Mental Health Warriors. I'm calling my show The Hour of Love because I work from my heart space. As you can see, I have a heart pendant on here. Very excited to be a part of this journey and to have some amazing guest speakers coming through as well. Today, my first guest is the Slank, the amazing Slank. I'm really looking forward to hearing his story. He's a musician and a whole lot more. So I'm just going to do a little quick promo video and then I shall bring him in. Hello, Slank.
I'm pumped now.
Welcome.
How you going?
I'm good. How are you going?
Really good, thank you. Thanks so much for having me, Maria.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so excited to have you as my first guest. So let's just roll with this.
I'm pumped for that intro music, eh?
I know, I was watching you.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
It's good, isn't it? Just to get us in the mood. So the hour of love. So Slank, I'm really excited to be hearing your story, just to be hearing about all about you, how you got the name the Slank.
Oh yeah.
You're a musician, and just to hear your journey. So you're in Western Australia, you're in Perth, which is about an hour and a half away from me, just north of me.
Yeah.
Have you always lived there or?
No, I moved to Perth when I was 21. So originally I grew up in Kalgoorlie, West Australia. Yeah, a little gold mining town there, about 30,000 people. And I spent my early years there growing up and in the country.
Did you get lots of gold?
No.
I visualise like a gold mining town having lots of gold.
They do, but I didn't get much. You can go like
you've got to actually mine for it, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've got a massive, like the super pit is a huge, I think it's the largest hole in some hemisphere, I think, for like mining and that. Got a big, a few big operations all around Kalgoorlie. Yeah, no gold for me though.
Any listeners can always Google Kalgoorlie, can't they? And find out
beautiful
about
place.
that.
Yeah. A lot of cool pubs there.
That's it, that's cool. So when did you leave there? When you were what age?
I was 21 when I moved to Perth, and that was originally I was going to do university.
Yeah.
I was going to be like a journalist, and I did that for about 3 weeks, and then there was a moment where I was like, "This is not happening." I got no interest, and because I sort of had a good life before then, I was earning a good income in Kalgoorlie, and then I came to Perth, and then it was like all of a sudden that university life where it's just struggling with a coin. And not really feeling the drive to be there really. Like it wasn't really fulfilling me, the university life at that stage. But I was searching. I kept searching lots of different jobs.
It's a whole different lifestyle, isn't it? In the old unis.
Yeah,
totally different lifestyle.
It's pretty fun, like at the tavern but pretty not really into doing the study.
Yeah, it's party.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they did? And what they still do, I think.
Yeah.
Have you got brothers and sisters, or?
Yeah, I've got two brothers. I've got one older brother, Brendan. He's 4 years older than me, and then Scott. He's a year younger than me. He just moved to Queensland with his family last week, I think.
Oh wow!
Relocated there for work, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And my older brother Brendan still lives in Kalgoorlie.
Yeah. Oh wow! Hasn't moved out, eh?
No, he's a bit of a bogan. I think he'll be there for life.
Sure, he's gonna love you hearing you say that.
Yeah, he will. He knows it.
So tell me a little bit about your your life. You know, how did you get that name The Slank.
Slank.
Should we go back a bit? Like, where does the Slank fit into in your life story?
So it's like a character. So the Slank is like a character that I play. And so there's Mark, my other character. And so the Slank was given, it was a nickname given to me by my best friend, the Big Eagle. And so I'm in a band with the Big Eagle called Big Eagle and the Slank. And that's a funk rap comedy rock. And it's a duo. And so I play the guitar and the Big Eagle raps and I just sing. And half the time I'm just singing the whole words and he's like running around the crowd just entertaining. He doesn't really sing much. He just he sort of does a whole lot of woo and just getting the crowd hyped up. The energy just flowing with that. And I'm the one just putting everything down, singing the whole things, singing the whole songs and just keeping it all together. Really, the engine.
Yeah,
yeah.
You're the engine room.
He's presenting.
So whereabouts did you play?
Mainly in the Indie Bar, the Indian Ocean Hotel in Scarborough.
Scarborough, yep.
Yeah, that's the main, like the last rock and roll venue in Perth, I think. A few other places like Mojo's, Northbridge, the Brass Monkey, just like all around Perth, really. Amplify and just anywhere we could play. But the last gig we played was like March last year. So it's been a little while between gigs.
Because what's been happening with the world, that sort of puts a stop to a lot of live music, doesn't it?
A little bit of that, and also the Big Eagle goes up and down. He's a bit of a roller coaster. So when he's down for a long time. And so what happened with that, when that happened recently, like last year, I started to do my own solo music as well because I felt I wanted to create. And that's when I sort of did my own stuff. Yeah, so I've released like my own single just before the end of last year as well.
Awesome. Is that the one we're going to hear a little bit of later?
That's going to be the next single. Yeah. Still,
okay, cool.
I have to record that. So that's a little sneak peek. No one's heard that before, so you'll be the first to hear it, Maria.
A little treasure for those that are listening in.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, what age were you when the music thing happened? Was that after when you left uni?
I was in Kalgoorlie when I started to play music. So it was like I picked up the bass guitar first. It was my best mate, Dan Grilizic. I was in a band with him and he'd play the electric guitar. And we're looking at another instrument that we needed. So I was going to be keyboard, but I had no real musical knowledge or anything. And so I just picked up the bass guitar. There's 4 strings and you just work it out. And so that's how I started. I was 15. My uncle, Mick Beccarelli, he was in Kambalda. He was in a band called the Smash Crabs. He was a bass guitarist for them. And so he gifted me my first ever bass guitar. I think I bought it off him. It was like an Epiphone Thunderbird, and it's a ripper bass guitar. And then that was it. That was me when I was 15 to 17, 18, 19, just like in my bedroom, just slapping it. I was just playing like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nice.
I started with the Sex Pistols because I was real easy to play. I was a bit of a punk rocker and like through my teenagehood, like a bit of teenage angsty sort of stuff. When I was 13, 14.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah. That's how I started because real fast. But then I got into the slap bass with the Flea, like from the Chili Peppers. And that's where the music all started. And then I think I was like 17 when I started playing acoustic guitar. But before that, when I was 10, I did like one guitar lesson, like just acoustic guitar lesson, because I seen someone at school playing. I thought that's cool. And when I went in there to do the lesson, the guy, he was teaching me and he said, "Come back when your fingers grow." So I was like, "Oh, okay, nice one." So that was the end of my lessons. And I just sort of taught myself from there. So it's all just like self-taught through will and perseverance and just love of the music and the instrument itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how that started. Yeah. And then it carried on to Perth when I went to Perth. I was in a cover band in Kalgoorlie called the Rodeo Clowns. I was playing bass guitar and we're playing like Jack Johnson covers and even like Rocket Man, Elton John, and heaps of all the wicked songs, like really cool songs. Just at the local pub, like Sunday sessions, and they pay us in beer and pizza and a bit of money as well, which is always handy. And then when I moved to Perth, I caught back up with my mate Dan Grilizic, he was in a band with his brother, and I started playing bass guitar with them for a few years. And then what happened was around 2017 or even earlier, 2014, the Big Eagle was gifted into our lives, into our house, because our other friend Dean Stacey was moving house, and then he said, "Oh, here you can have the Big Eagle." And at the time I was like, "Oh no, he's the messiest, like hopeless sort of character, and he's moving into a house. We've got to look after him now. It's like another child," which he sort of is. But what happened was it was one of the biggest blessings, because in that moment, that's when we started to connect back together and write music together. And that's what sort of started the Big Eagle and the Slank. Yeah. So that was actually beautiful. What first was like you think it's annoying, but it ends up being a real blessing. It's interesting how a lot of things happen like that.
It is, isn't it? So have you got anything on YouTube or anything? Like if people
we've got one song called The Pimp. I don't think it's family friendly if you guys, because it's funk rap comedy rock. There's a big emphasis on the comedy, and it's it's not too much for the kids, but I think there's a lot there for the older ones. I think you enjoy that one. The Pimp, yeah.
So what's it called?
The Pimp.
The Pimp, yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to show you later on, Maria. I think you enjoy it.
Yeah, so we'll listen to that one. I might have seen that one actually. I think I might have.
You might have, yeah. That's the only one. That's the only one we've put on like YouTube or anything. We only did that one. We've got a few songs, but we never finished recording the other ones yet. Well, that's what I said with the Big Eagle, and it's me as well. But when he's down for a long period of time. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. When the time is right.
Right now he's coming back up, so it's good to see.
Oh, good. He's rising up.
Yeah, I love that.
That's good. Yeah, that's awesome. So, tell me then, like, with your upbringing and stuff, like, did you have any struggles or anything, like hurdles, obstacles, or anything that you felt were blocking you or holding you back or had affected you, like any beliefs?
I think I did for sure. Obviously, the like my family upbringing was beautiful. Like my parents were very loving, and the biggest thing for me with my limiting beliefs or whatever it was, I'm always very much like a giver, and I'd always, if I'd have spare time, I'd always surround myself with other people, and I wouldn't really like allow myself the time to go within myself. I found I was always wanting, almost like people pleasing and wanting to please other people. And other just like helping them or like, sort of like easing the situation or like using humor to sort of hide what was actually going inside, which was, I wasn't really going within myself and just finding out, who I am. And what my purpose is and all these sort of things, like when you're growing up, all these things happen. And also like, some things happened when I was young, like, for sure my older brother was 4 years older than me, so there's a little bit of, him roughing me up a bit, you know what I'm saying? And that would have had some sort of effect on me for sure. And no doubt. For me, it was always like, I'd always want to be around other people and I wouldn't really know what to do when I had that time to myself.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? You're definitely not alone in that. I think most of us have been in that space, haven't we? Because I think it could be like a comfort thing, that being alone, we can attach so many meanings to that, especially as you're younger.
Yeah. When I'm with the way I look at it now is, if I was to reflect on it, would be that I wasn't like allowing myself the space to see like my thoughts or just to see my internal commentary or what's actually like running my show. You know what I mean? Like all the things that are going on inside my mind. I was always like going to the next thing or the next moment to try to avoid that. That's if I was to reflect on that now, that's what that was exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Our thoughts.
As you know, Maria, doing this course.
Our thoughts, yes. We can learn a lot when we actually tune into our thoughts. But it's interesting. I don't know why we actually deny ourselves that because it is an honour to do that, when you start going on that journey. Yeah.
It happened for me. The journey happened like 2017 when I started actually like realizing there's more. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a purpose or there's something inside me that needs to come out that I'm not fulfilling.
Yeah.
And that was like 2017, like when I was an electrician. So I did electrical trade. I did it like as a mature age. So I was like 24 or something when I started that. And it was the last year of my apprenticeship. And that was when I was in a stage where I was just, we just got married as well before to my wife in Germany, came back home, and last year of my apprenticeship, and I was listening to like a lot of audiobooks and podcasts and just things like that. Like I was just sort of searching for information, and I did like some courses and things like that. But that sort of set me on the trajectory of like finding my actual purpose and what's going on inside me, and just that listening to that intuition. That's when it sort of started from that state.
Yeah, it's actually so much fun. And I know when I started my personal development journey, and it's actually, just releasing that stress, that shit that you carry with you. I call it emotional backpack, emptying out the emotional backpack. It's actually really liberating. But it's it can be, some people look at it as being a scary thing, having to go within and unpack your skeletons or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
I look on it as a like when with my clients and that, just look on it as an adventure of discovery, of self-discovery. An adventure, a fun adventure. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be doom and gloom and all of that stuff. You make it fun.
That's pretty powerful when you start to actually go inside yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of beautiful things happen.
Yeah. So I've just got some comments here. So who is this? Adam, I think. Adam, is this you that's put that comment on there?
Denim.
You really need to learn your spelling. Where did the name the Slank come from?
Oh, we didn't touch on that, did we?
So how did you actually get the name the Slank?
Yeah. So that was gifted by my friend the Big Eagle, my best mate.
Yeah.
And so in high school, I was quite skinny. I was quite like lanky. And so like I developed the nickname like Lanksy or Lanky, Lank Kid. And then from there just developed to, there was one night where the Big Eagle and I were just chilling. We might have had like a little bit of reefer. And there was a moment where we were just relaxed, and Big Eagle could see like on the bed, there was just like this belt just hanging off the bed. And he's like, that looks like a snake. Oh, that looks like a snake Lanksy. Oh, that looks like a Slanksy. And it just turned into the Slank. And then that's just literally, that's on that fateful night, that's when the name the Slank was born. So it's just a moment that it happened. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else that I could say. It was just that so simple.
And then so hence like with your necklace, you've got the snake on that, haven't you?
Well, that's the snake, yeah. So that's my symbol there. So the Big Eagle's got obviously the Big Eagle, and I'm the snake, and that's got like the angel wings, because the Big Eagle calls me his angel. I always look after him, make sure when he leaves the house he's got his wallet, keys, and phone and stuff like that. He's got ADDs a little bit. He's all over but he's full on energy. It's like a superpower when he transmutes that on stage. It's like
they're amazing.
Yeah, orchestrates all the energy. Yeah. It's incredible when you can use it as superpower. But for me, I'm like his little angel. So I've got the angel wings, and I've got the aviators. We always wear aviators on stage, and then that's the Fender gold guitar. And it's a snake, that's a snake. So snake, Slank. Yeah, that's like the symbol,
Yeah, awesome.
Just because it's cool,
Yeah, that's so cool.
I know Denim's in our group, Awaken Abundance. He's in that group.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Big shout out, Denim, my boy.
Denim.
He's a legend.
Those are good. Yep. So just going through school, just because this is about like mental health, obviously, and the power of love.
Oh, yeah.
Let's bring it to your love spot.
Yeah.
When you met your darling wife. How did that come about?
Let me tell you how that happened.
Yeah.
That was on 15th of April 2012, and that was so my wife's from Germany, right? And so she actually she finished high school. I think they finish when they're like maybe 18 or 19, and she had like a gap year before she started her university, and so she came to Australia. Originally, she was going to come to and be like a nanny, like an au pair. Yeah. Originally, she was going to go to the States, but they had like a global financial crisis in America, so she wasn't going to go there. And then all of a sudden, something came on her radar where this family from Perth had like a Skype meeting with her, and they said they just had like talking about the opportunity, and then at the end of it, like, we'll take you. And she's like, oh, okay. And then 10 days later, she was literally in another country, like all her family's back in Germany, and then away she goes. She was in like Mount Claremont, which is a beautiful suburb south of Perth, and right near not too far from Cottesloe, like near the beach. And so how I met was I was working on the mines. I was doing 4 weeks on, 1 week off. And so on my week off, I generally would have a couple of beers on the weekend. And this moment I was with my good friend Keaton, who likes to have a few beers with me as well. He's good for that. He's always good company. And we're at the Ocean Beach Hotel in Cottesloe. And we had, back when I was back a bit younger, I used to have a bit of a wild side where if I was with Keaton especially, would sort of go to the bar and would line up a thing of shots, and we'd sort of be trying to outdrink each other a little bit cowboy, getting the Kalgoorlie in us. He's from Kalgoorlie as well. And what happened was we got fairly to a beautiful level where we decided we'd go across the road to the ocean and have a swim in the beach. So we ducked down into the beach, and then we came back out, like put our clothes back on, and then as we were walking up the steps, there was like 4 or 5 German girls walking down the steps. And so in that moment, I just literally turned around and then sat right down next to my wife. And I just said, how you going? And literally had a conversation that started everything in that one moment. You know, when you think about the synchronicities of everything happening with like the financial crisis in America, her coming to Perth, and then her being in that moment, in that exact moment where I was walking up and she was walking down, it's just like divine timing.
Well, like a true romantic love story. You don't hear about them in real life.
Pretty rare. And we had like after that, like we sort of seen each other a few times, but then I think she went to New Zealand for like a little traveling, and then she came back, and then I was back from the mines again, caught up again. But then after that, she was off to Germany, and so I didn't hear from her for like 6 or 8 months. I emailed her, but I didn't hear from her, and then she was like she went home, and she had like an old boyfriend, but she sort of broke up with him. And when she came home, she actually felt sorry for this guy. She sort of got back with him, but then within 6 months, she like ended it. And then she got back in contact with me. And then so from there, we actually started conversations and things. And we started a long distance relationship. So she was in Germany, I was in Perth. And while she was studying to be an occupational therapist, I was like in my electrical apprenticeship. So we were both sort of studying at the same time. And then what would happen is every 6 months or so, I would fly to Germany, or like she would come over and fly to Australia, fly to Perth. And we'd do that for a few years, like literally up until the point where we're like, let's just get married.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's actually
so
like,
cool.
Yeah. So you didn't know that, did you, Maria?
No, I didn't know that. That's what I said. I've been excited to learn all about you.
Yeah. A lot of things going on with me.
She's probably going, I wish she didn't say that. I wish she didn't say that.
She'd love that. I think she'd love it. I think she'd enjoy that story. That's a nice story.
It was a beautiful story. See, love travels wherever.
It
no
does,
barriers.
Yeah. That's right. It's an energy thing, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
How awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then we got married in Germany in 2015. We got married in Genhausen. And the Big Eagle came over for that. I had to make sure he got his passport in time and organise him for that flight. And there's a funny story with that. Like after the wedding, it was one of the most beautiful weddings that I've ever been to. And it was mine too, so that's even better. After that night, the Big Eagle, he got a bit intoxicated. And then at the end of it, I think he was staying with a group of the boys, but they were actually going to Turkey that next day. And so Big Egg's had his suitcase, and he wasn't really one for organising things. He sort of just goes with the flow a lot. And he realised that, well, the boys are going, they're leaving, so where is he going to go? So he started walking towards the train station. But before he got there, he was a bit tired, and he sort of veered off into the forest. And he thought he'd just rest down in the middle of a German forest for a little while. And he thought, well, I'm pretty tired, I might just have a sleep. So he fell asleep, and then he woke up around 7 or 8 p.m. He looked around like, where is he? He's pitch black in the middle of a forest in Germany. He doesn't speak German. And he's like, I'm just going to rest. I'm going to rest here the night. So he ended up sleeping, like making some sort of makeshift Bear Grylls sort of thing. And if I know the Big Eggs, it would have been absolutely average at best, some sort of shelter. And he reckons he was freezing. He was just getting out his suitcase and putting every jumper that he had on and pants and things like that. He reckons at 3 o'clock in the morning, he sort of woke up and he thought like these spirits and ghosts were walking around, like haunting him. And then all of a sudden, there was this German mushroom picker. He just walked past, like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, no worries." Yeah. But he ended up. It woke up that next day, and he found his way from his bearings. He could see the church. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll follow that, and I'll head towards the train station." Got on the train station to Frankfurt. Just jumped the train and got on there. And then he got to Frankfurt, and he actually stayed at the hostel where he stayed originally, where they all came together, because he knew where that was, so he can get Wi-Fi and charge his phone. And then he got all these messages from me. I'm saying, like, "Where the hell are you? What's going on? Are you alive? Like, I haven't heard from you." I had no idea where he was.
Yeah, you would have been stressing to the max, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but that's just one of the many stories of the Big Eagle. And he's it's so funny because my father-in-law in Germany, he's still like, every time I go back there, he still tells the story of the Big Eagle. Like it's just like it's like a folklore, because you got wolves and pigs and wild boars and all sorts of things like that. You don't know what's going on. You don't really know what's going on, especially him.
And they didn't bother him at all.
No, not the Big Eagle. No one's going to touch him. He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And so you've got beautiful children.
2 girls.
2 girls.
Yeah, I got Ella's the eldest. she turns 4, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So she's requested a mermaid sparkle party. So we're going to sort that out for her. That's happening. And then we've got Marley, who's 16 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The light of your life, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, if you want presents, you just look at the eyes of a child, hey? They just bring you straight to presents. Yeah. They're just beautiful.
Yep.
And then as they get older, they just develop their characters. They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And animals as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. As you're well aware in that field.
Yes. They are our teachers. We just need to tune into them.
Yeah.
Or be present with them.
Yeah. Well, they bring you to presents when you're just with a child.
Yeah.
You can't not be present. They're just not in thought. They're just in flow.
Yes. That's what I mean. Great teachers for us to just be in flow and just to relax. And
yeah.
Yeah, they tend 100%. To reflect, especially the animals, they reflect whatever's happening with us, I think. So
yes. I feel like everything actually.
Yeah.
It's within.
That's good.
Yeah, you got 2 girls. They're beautiful, man. They're beautiful. You got some kids as well, Maria?
Yeah, my kids. I've got 3 grandies now. I'm old. I'm the old one.
Are they all down south as well?
So 2 in Bunbury and 1 in Perth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
They're little darlings. Love them to bits.
Yeah.
And it's that. I think it's that unconditional love. Hey, from kids and animals. It's that unconditional love that we. Everyone craves that. Everyone craves love.
Yes, because we are love.
And we are love. And and if we don't realize that we are actually loved, then we're always looking for it elsewhere.
Yes.
And never feeling fulfilled. So very much it's about, finding you and loving you and self-care and all of that stuff, isn't it?
That's the power of going within, Maria, hey?
Yeah.
When you spend that time by yourself and go in and feel what's actually happening and see the thoughts and you realize what's going on. Yeah. A big shift.
And giving ourselves permission.
Yeah.
Giving ourselves permission, I think, and being open to receive, especially givers who give. There's a lot of people that do that. And they don't actually know how to receive.
Yeah. So, there's a good story about that. About one of the course that you're in right now.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you this. Hey, do you want to hear this story?
Yeah, let's hear it.
This is a lady that's in our course. So I'm like a coach in Awakening to Abundance course. And it's a 2-week course. And this lady's from Canada, right? So she's got a husband in America. And so something happened with her mum. And so she flew to Canada, right? And then all of a sudden with COVID and things going on, like the borders, she got stuck. So she was actually stuck in Canada. And she was in a situation where I think the government or something was withholding her money for a house. And so she was in a state where she was living in a car as well. And she's in the middle of this, but she's actually such a beautiful, talented woman as well. I think she's an engineer or something. She's such a beautiful soul. And so she joined this course maybe a couple of weeks ago. We onboarded her, and within a couple of days, she was having this conversation with Dominica, who's one of our mentors, works under us. And she's just explaining this whole situation where she can't go back home to her husband. She hasn't seen her husband in 2 years. I think she's been with him for 10 years, right? And she's always giving as well. She's always found herself in the energy of giving, but she's not in the energy of receiving. She can't receive, so things can't happen for her. But this beautiful realization happened to her within this workshop within a couple of days before this workshop even started, where she started to actually feel the gratitude and that unconditional love. She started to actually be in that energy. And what happened was through source, infinite intelligence, God, whatever you want to call it, flowed through Dominica and actually organized a hotel for her. We all pitched in, a bunch of us organized a hotel for her for 3 nights. So for the first day on this course, it was a 1-day course Monday, and then the next week is the next course, which is next Monday you're on as well. So she was actually in a hotel during that course, and what happened was another person in our group messaged Trevor, who's an absolute legend. Geisha messaged Trevor, and Trevor lives in Canada, right? He's like, "Oh, Trevor, can you help out? So and so, she's in Canada," and Trevor's like, "You know how big Canada is? It's not like it's like the second biggest country in the world. So it's like huge. And says, oh yeah, no worries. Let me have a look at it. And so what Trevor said was, you need to ring like the local person in Parliament or whatever it is, like your local magistrate where you are, and actually have a conversation about this. And so this woman actually sent an email at 7 a.m. on this day, and literally 3:30 p.m. later on that day, she was having like a meeting with the member of Parliament. That person hasn't been in that Parliament for like a couple of months or something. So on that day that she messaged him or emailed him, she got a meeting that day. I just got a voice message today saying that she is now, her visa's been granted. So for 3-month visa or whatever, she's now going to go home and see her husband and see her dog like within a week's time. And it hasn't even, it hasn't even like, I don't know what hasn't even, it's just like the most amazing, beautiful experience to be a part of that and to experience that and witness that in someone. And like just that's that unconditional love and that allowance of receiving, because we're always in that energy of like I give, but am I going to receive? Some people, and I was a big one on that as well. Like I was always giving, but I wasn't open to receive. But as soon as she opened us, and as soon as she witnessed that and opened herself up, this started happening, and this happens so fast. It's a mirror reflection of what's going on inside you. That's how life works.
Definitely. That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome reminder for us, isn't it? Like we are all worthy, so let's all just stay open and receive.
It's just we're lost in a thought. We're lost in a thought that we're not worthy. Like a limiting belief from wherever. It doesn't matter where it comes from, because it's just in a moment it can change.
I just got a comment here. When you hear the word empowerment, what comes to you?
Empowerment?
Yeah.
I'd say empowerment would be just awareness.
Awareness. Yeah. It is. It's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah. That is powerful when you're aware.
Exactly.
Because you have the power. You literally have the power for anything. You can literally do, feel, be.
Yeah.
That's what empowerment means to me. It's the awareness. It's the awakening.
Awesome. So I'm going to get you to play your music shortly, but I just got a little bit of housekeeping here to mention that for anyone watching, please tune in 8 p.m. UK time, which is about 4 a.m. our time. I'm assuming that's tonight or tomorrow morning. For Carolyn Murphy Bennis, she's back and she welcomes Lisa Jane to the show. So Mental Health Warriors has a lot of guest speakers on different topics and things. So if anyone's interested, tune into that one. Awesome. So, Mr. Slank, Mark. Thank you very much for being a part of this. Have you got anything else you want to share before we go to your music?
I can share this song, so I can tell you. So I released like a song last year called The Awakening. This song's called Home. And it's funny because like I haven't actually recorded this song. I've been in the studio all the last year a few times, and I've got like 2 songs that are almost ready to go. But I had like this feeling inside. It's like no, like this is going to be the next single. So, and I got told it's going to be it'll be like a full band song, but also it's going to be stripped back like this version as well that I play now. And this is so this is the next single, and that'll happen when it happens. It'll be this year, I'd say, but there's no real rush with this one, I don't think. But when it happens very fast anyway. So it's called Home. This one, Home. Should I play it?
Home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
Oh, and hang on. Will you recommend the Mental Health Warriors?
Would I?
Yeah. Will you recommend the Mental Health Warriors?
Every day. Every moment. Mental health is very important.
It is. It's massive, isn't it?
I'm a big advocate of that.
Especially now.
And more so of like finding communities. There's so many communities out there. If you ever feel lost or alone, there's so many. You go online, like the communities where you have like the Awakening, Awakening to Abundance and Awakening Workshop and that. Like there's so many people from all around the world that are just connecting, and just the same energies are coming together. And it's like just creates a beautiful space to be vulnerable and to share your truth and to share unconditional love. There's so many things that if you have a need, just reach out, and there's always a way. There's always an answer.
There's always, yes, exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's hear you.
All right, this is home.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Slank.
Woo! Oh, I was lost, I was lost, I was lost, thinking I was found. I had that sudden realization whilst I was staring at the ground. Oh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm limitless, but I'll realize when I'm older. Ooh, searching far and wide for the answers deep inside. Oh, I was lost, I was lost, I was lost, thinking I was found. I had that sudden realization whilst I was staring at the ground. Oh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Oh, witnessing. Oh, when I became the watcher. Ooh, searching far and wide for the answers deep inside my mind. Feels like I'm searching, searching, searching. The truth that's it's within me, within me, within me. I find myself just wanting, wanting, wanting. When really it's inside me, inside me, inside me. So I spend my time just trying, trying, trying. When I need just relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. Oh, feels like I'm wanting, searching, trying. The truth that sits within me, within me, within me, yeah. Searching far and wide for the answers deep inside. I've been high and low. Oh, I find my way back home. I know I find my way back home. Yeah.
Yay!
Got the hair stuck in the face.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's the
You
debut.
heard it here
Home.
first. That's awesome. I
Yeah,
love
thank
the
you.
words to that because we are always searching. Well, we used to be always searching, you know,
Always searching, wanting, trying.
externally. You know, it's always searching, always chasing, always trying. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
really, it's just relax and look within. all
It's just
there.
relaxing. That's the secret,
It
eh?
is.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's so simple, really, but we just like to complicate life.
Yeah, that's the mind. The mind likes to do that. It's a
Yeah,
thinker,
yeah.
analytical tool.
But, we can
Yeah.
be on our heads too much and just like get out of your head and into your heart. Into your
Yeah,
heart.
just see it. Just see the thought. And get into the heart. Yeah, we are the love. We are the heart.
Yeah.
We are source.
This has got some just a couple more messages here. That someone is
Oh,
Kerry has just said, I've missed live music on the Warriors since Abigail left us. Another Kerry again has said, amazing song and amazing voice. There you go.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's awesome.
Beautiful.
So thank you very much for being my first guest on my show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Maria. And I love all the stuff you do as well. I love it. And how we connected is beautiful, hey, through Kanji.
I know, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And I just, things just happen, don't they? And when the timing's right, it just, the right people come into your life for whatever reason, and I think there's so many of us out there creating massive positive change in the world, and that's what it's all about.
And you're one of them, that's for sure.
So are you. Well, I think we all are. We all have that within us.
Yeah. That's
we do.
It's a feeling. It's an intuition. We do.
Yeah.
And when it comes at the right time when you're ready for it. Like it's your energy that brings you to that moment. So.
Yeah. And that's what I love, just seeing like with my clients, and when I do the coaching or healing, and just that transformation is freaking amazing. Like they just walk out knowing who they are, I guess.
Yeah. And how could you want to do anything else in this world, That's the ultimate.
It's like a rebirth, isn't it?
It is a rebirth. That's exactly what it is.
Yep. Yeah. Right now, let's go and live my life.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I love that. Yeah, that's beautiful, Maria. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So thank you very much. And I'll just see you anyway on Monday.
Oh, I'll see you before then anyway.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you, darling.
Much love. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful
Thank you. See ya.
See you later.
Thanks, guys.